Listen, when it comes to women's health, it seems as though we are being bombarded with new information every minute on the social media. But how do we know what to believe, what not to believe? We could, of course, ask a doctor.
That's right. So in today's The Doctor Is In segment, Dr. Heather Hirsch is joining us to debunk some medical myths that may be doing more harm than good. So good morning to you, Dr. Hirsch. Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thank you. I love being here. So excited to be back and myth bust.
And
my
myth
favorite.
bust. In her coral frock. I love. We are in all the bright colors.
Yes.
Okay, so you open up social media, whatever your app du jour is, you see things. I've had this conversation with my mother. She's like, oh, you know what? It's good to eat steak every day, and I'm like, no, it's not.
The Facebook told me.
The
Yes.
Facebook. How do we know what to believe and what not to believe?
Well, you know, you want to start with some professional guidelines. So there are great places that you can go to look up guidelines, and there's a lot of professional societies, and of course there are some doctors on social media who are giving you the truth.
Right.
Okay, well, let's look at some of them.
Yes.
Heart disease in women. Is this a myth or is it a fact? Does heart disease only affect older women?
Myth.
Yeah.
Women actually can develop heart disease in their 40s, which is midlife.
Wow.
Now, one of the big reasons for this is as our estrogen starts to decline, this can increase our risk for certain conditions, high cholesterol. A lot of my patients say, Dr. Hirsch, I'm doing nothing different, but my cholesterol's increasing all of a sudden despite the same diet I had. You can see your blood sugar start to increase, or diabetes, your blood pressure, and your weight. This is called metabolic syndrome. So as our estrogen's declining, we can increase the risk for metabolic syndrome, which can actually increase the risk for clogged arteries and other heart disease, as well as heart attacks even in our 40s. The other thing is that women tend to be believed less. They may present with slightly different symptoms like nausea, vomiting, shortness of breath. And so it's really important to know that women are still at risk for heart disease even in their 40s.
Even in their 40s. I remember a long time, I was actually 41 and I went into the ER. It was a gastrointestinal thing, but they thought I was having a heart attack. And I was like, I'm not having a heart attack. But they were like, you're a woman, we have to check all the things. And I was like, I am not having a heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
And I was, thank goodness, was not having a heart attack. But
I'm glad they checked.
They checked. It could have presented itself as such.
Yeah.
Okay, the topic of breasts. Is it a myth or not a myth that sleeping with a bra can prevent your boobs from sagging? If you have boobs.
Yeah,
I have mosquito bites, but here we are.
You know, it's mostly a myth. Now, wearing a supportive bra can help the ligaments. And one of the things that also can help is collagen. We've been hearing a lot about collagen, but actually, again, as estrogen starts to decline, we can decrease the collagen that we naturally make. And so supplementing with collagen can be really helpful to help support the ligaments. It is great to wear a supportive bra during the day. Some people do wear them at night, but I actually find that it can cause you to wake up, which overall I'd much rather you sleep through the night.
I like that.
Other things you can do is weight-bearing exercise, so specifically weight training and staying really well hydrated. All of those things can help that breast tissue.
Really? Yeah. The hydration can even help your boobs not
Who knew?
sag.
Exactly.
I must not have drank much water growing up. Let's talk about a tough subject, about sex.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, the myth or truth that sex is over once you go through menopause.
Myth.
Thank goodness.
Absolute myth. You know, many women with their partners are sexually active well into their 90s. In fact,
Wait, what?
yes.
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
90s.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Now think about it. You might actually have less people in your house. Maybe your home becomes a sexy place again. Your bedroom becomes a sexy place again. I know I have lots of kids that sleep in mine.
Sorry.
And it can be very, very freeing. You don't have to worry about the things that you did, you know, premenopausally and unintended pregnancy, unintended bleeding. And there's lots of things to help support sexy health, you know, a sexy midlife and, you know, ways to avoid having any types of pain. And there's lots of options for women to
Can't wait
discuss.
till I'm an octogenarian. Octogenarian sex sounds great. Okay,
Yes.
Grandma's getting her groove on still, folks.
You got it.
If I ever walked in on my mother, good God, then I'd have a heart attack. Okay, cranberry juice. Does it really cure urinary tract infections?
myth. So cranberry juice can help to prevent a urinary tract infection. It actually helps to stop the bacteria from climbing up into the bladder. But if a woman does have a urinary tract infection, the only real cure is antibiotics.
Thank you.
Yeah. The other thing, too, that's really important to know is that there are periods that women go through where they have lower levels of estrogen. This could be after you had a baby. This could be perimenopause, menopause as well. And actually, we want to treat that tissue oftentimes with a prescription of vaginal estrogen, which is the #1 way that you can actually help to prevent recurrent urinary tract infections if someone feels like they're getting them all the time. They need to talk to their doctor about vaginal estrogen.
All right. Interesting
She
stuff.
laid down the law, the medical law.
I did.
Dr.
Thank
Heather
you.
Hirsch, thank you so much. Thank you.